Alrighty, traders, this is Blake Morrow. You are listening to the Daily Roundup webinar. I hope everybody's having a great trading session. And we are seeing a little bit of pullback in risk. Now, before I talk about the markets, I need to say, if you guys haven't, let me copy this, put this link in the description here in our chat. Sorry. So that is the link to sign up for the Trader Summit event, if you guys haven't done so already. So please, when you get an opportunity, take the chance to take an opportunity to sign up for that. It's gonna be a really cool event. I mean, and apparently I get to interview Daniel DiMartino Booth, which is pretty cool. All right. So anyway, really cool event. Hopefully you guys can attend. And even if you can't, so you can get the recordings after the fact, you know what I mean? If you're not there for the live event. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be awesome. All right, let's talk about the market. So first and foremost, the S&P, I have to say, we are trading heavy. And I just sent an update out on ForexAnalytix. Some of you probably got it. So it's basically this chart, you know. And what I was saying is, look, we're oversold intraday, but that is not a divergent relative strength right here. So that means that we might bounce because it's oversold, but that means that we should continue lower at some point. So I'd be careful with risk right here. I'd be careful being too short risk. And we're seeing some divergences, which I'll point out. First and foremost, you got the euro dollar that is struggling, you know, as we're below 118. Okay, we're struggling to get much lower. So, you know, the risk is that we might bounce back to 118.50. I know the euro on the short side has been extremely frustrating. You know, every time we're below 118, it's like we can't get a sustained break below there, and then we bounce. Do you guys see something else that's bouncing too that might suggest that the euro dollar might continue to bounce here? Gold, right? Look at gold. Gold's positive on the day. We're holding support. We are below that trend line, but we're holding support, which, you know, I mean, I really want to be bullish the dollar, but I'm having a hard time doing it, you know, while we're trading above this 1900 level. That's some pretty key support, and we held that dip thus far. I mean, I think we're going to eventually break, but we're not yet. So you got to be careful with being, you know, long dollars while gold's holding up so well. All right. Speaking of like risk aversion, risk appetite, one of the currency pairs that are trading pretty heavy here is the US dollar Mexican peso. And you know, if you are watching the, you know, the updates here, here's like the dollar mex when we were trading up at we were at 2181, basically just showing the big rejection here. You know, you can see how we've slipped pretty hard. So, you know, when that happens and you see a pullback from resistance in this case, that also suggests that we could get a bounce in risk appetite. And then, you know, you've got, obviously the stock market is heavy, but that doesn't mean by the end of the day, you know, the stock market can't recover some of these losses and we see a continued pullback in the US dollar. One of the big developments, in my opinion, is going to be this dollar Canadian. We are above that broken trend line. Where we close today is going to be really important. I think if we close above, you know, this 131.60, it's going to be pretty bullish for the dollar Canadian. However, we do have the Bank of Canada tomorrow. So we might break out, but I wouldn't expect and just because I don't expect this doesn't mean it won't happen. It's just that I wouldn't expect a real breakout until after the Bank of Canada, you know, tomorrow. If the Bank of Canada is dovish, you know, we might be able to see a continued rally here in the dollar Canadian. But this is a big deal to me. It's been something I've been waiting for. I didn't think we'd get as high as we are right now. I thought we'd, trade into the 60s or 70s and pare back a little bit, but it's actually holding up quite well. So that's something to obviously think about as we go into tomorrow. What else? Oh, if you watch the week ahead video, the New Zealand yen was like one of my currencies that I've really wanted to pay pretty close attention to. It has pulled back pretty aggressively from this big trend line here. So I think that you got to look at now at this point in time, you got to look at rallies back to like 71 as opportunities to be on the short side. And I think the New Zealand yen is a pretty good setup for a short, especially if risk is going to continue to sell off. So, this is like one of my more favorite currencies to focus on the short side, especially while we're below 72 yen here, this big multi-year trend line. While we stay below there, yeah, I think rallies should be capped. Rallies should find sellers. Okay. All right, guys. So remember, if you have not signed up for the Trader Summit, make sure you do so. And if you guys are listening to this after the fact, make sure you sign up for ForexAnalytix. It's only $1. Then download the mobile app and come join our community. So thank you very much for listening in, everybody. I appreciate you guys all being here. And happy Tuesday. We'll catch you tomorrow morning on the Face webinar. Thanks, everybody.